There are days in van life where I feel unmotivated, overwhelmed, just stuck. And then there are days when my van actually won't move. Over time, I've learned how to deal with both. Van life is supposed to feel free, but I've been physically stuck in sand, mud, and snow. Both the physical and mental challenges of being stuck taught me the same thing. Hi, I'm Catherine, and this is Sharing My Van Life. I've been traveling for nearly 5 years now, and things happen. Unexpected things that challenge you physically and mentally. I've been stuck 3 times in my travels. First time I got stuck was on a sandy beach in southern Texas. I drove too close to the sand dune and got stuck in about a foot of soft sand. What worked, or how did I get out? I stayed calm, and I took a minute to figure out what to do. It's easy to get in a panic mode. Luckily, I had a shovel with me, which is one of the things that you need to have in your van, and I was able to dig my way out. It wasn't fast, it wasn't easy. Just slowly, a shovel at a time, I was able to get out. The lesson I learned here: once your tires start spinning, stop. More spinning will just dig you deeper. And honestly, that's a lot like feeling stuck mentally as well. Try to calm yourself, assess the situation, and choose a path forward. The second time I was stuck, it was in the mud. This is what the ground looked like before it rained the night before, and the area got really, really muddy. I was near Taos. I was boondocking, and this was a different kind of stuck. I was boondocking in the desert. I was about 4 miles off the main highway, so I wasn't too far off. I thought I'd parked on high ground because I knew it was going to rain that night. The next morning I tried to get out. No way. The mud was slick, and I tried several different options. Pieces of wood, mud flaps under the tires. No matter what I tried, it wasn't going to work. So I had to do something I don't like doing. I decided to wait. I watched the weather, and I knew it was going to stop raining in a few days, and it was going to get hot, so I figured the ground would dry up. I had enough water and food for at least a week, so I decided to stay put. I would be safe and okay. I was nervous though because I couldn't get out. I physically couldn't get out. The weather I was watching was the same. It was going to dry up in 2 days. I had cell service, and there was a vehicle or two that drove by each day. So I knew if I needed help, I could get it. It was 3 days until it dried up enough to get out. It was a bit nerve-wracking. Lesson learned here was to be well stocked and have good self-service when boondocking. You never know what can show up. I also realized when a person feels mentally or emotionally stuck, sometimes you don't push through being stuck. Sometimes you just have to wait it out. This past winter, I was stuck in the snow several times. I was living in northern Alberta at my van life home base, and I got stuck quite a few times in the snow. The area had more snow than it had in the past winters, more so than in the past 25 years, I've been told. It took work to get out each time. Shoveling, clearing, trying different angles when I was backing up. I had to persevere and move the snow. Once I had to call a tow truck. Lesson learned here was to have proper tires. My tires were not the best. To be well stocked in case of being stranded. Having warm clothes with you. And it was okay to ask for help when needed. And that's exactly what you have to do when life gives you challenges. Asking for help is okay. What has being stuck taught me, mentally and physically? First lesson is stop spinning your wheels. When you're stuck in van life or in life, spinning your wheels just makes it worse. Lesson number 2, not every problem needs force. Sometimes you dig, sometimes you pivot, and sometimes you wait. All are okay. Lesson number 3, small efforts add up. Shoveling, digging, one small movement at a time. That's how you get unstuck. Another thing is, how do you not get stuck in the first place? Practical tips for van life. The best way to getting unstuck is to avoid getting stuck. Here's what I've learned about not getting stuck in the first place. Check the ground before you park. Avoid soft sand. Be careful in muddy areas or in bad weather. Don't drive into snow you're unsure about or into rough roads where you're unsure what is happening. Trust your gut. If it looks risky, it probably is. So the items I carry now as a preventative measure for being stuck, I always have a shovel. It's an absolute must. Traction boards or something for grip. Even a wool blanket can work in a pinch. Food and water in case you're stuck for a while. In van life, we usually have both, but just know that it's important to have a well-stocked van if you're going off somewhere. And patience. Honestly, that's probably the most important. Stay calm, assess your situation, and get help if you need it, but knowing that you can get out. So back to the emotional side or the mental side of being stuck. When I feel stuck mentally, I think back to those moments. Changing my environment, going for a walk, doing some small task, letting myself just have a day off, or having an off day. Everything works okay in the long run. Patience, perseverance, pivoting, it all takes energy and commitment. And van life is a commitment. So getting stuck physically or mentally doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It's just part of the van life journey. And sometimes it's exactly what teaches you how to move forward again. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.